Formation Alpha. I'm Jenny Galindo.
Brandon Castellanos.
I'm Jerry Galindo.
I'm Brian.
So yesterday we watched Star Wars The Last Jedi. And we have a lot of thoughts. So we're going to do the first 5 minutes. We're going to do spoiler free. So if you guys haven't seen it, you can watch it. And then we'll give you guys a warning when we start talking about spoilers.
We get to spoiler territory.
Yes.
So let's get started. Okay, so thoughts. Who wants to start on this one?
I don't know. I think we should just say we liked it, you know? Like, we don't want to say too much, but a crazy movie.
Yeah.
It was. There's a lot. Yeah. It's different. It's definitely different than any other Star Wars movie. I think for the better. I like the way they were going with this. And I think we needed a good change in the Star Wars storyline.
I do have some grievances with it. Without spoiling too much, I didn't like the porgs. The porgs kind of annoyed me.
They didn't bother me.
They bothered me.
I loved the porgs so much.
I think they overdid it.
Yeah, exactly.
I think it was cute, but then to a certain degree, you're like, okay, well, what's happening? Why are we?
Okay, but look, I think the movie, to me, I loved it. I thought it was really good, and I feel like that just overshadowed any negative, and any bad parts that were in the movie.
I feel like they could have, if they overdid it for me with the porgs, I would have gone annoyed, but I wasn't annoyed.
Yeah, it didn't bother me.
For me, the porgs bothered me. For those of you who don't know what the porgs are, if you watch the trailer, it's the little like Furby-looking bird thing in the trailer.
The little sound it makes.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it annoyed me.
I think
it's not that the porgs are like a big part in the movie.
No, not at all.
They're not. It's just sometimes they're there in the background, and to me they just annoyed me. So I just didn't like them.
They didn't bother me at all.
I think if they would have done it more like those if they got the same amount of screen time than the crystal foxes, I would have been happy. But it almost seemed like they were trying to use the porgs as a way to stop any kind of sad feelings from getting too close into the viewers. But then it at some points it just didn't make sense. Like they were showing way too many parts with the porgs and too many parts with I would have appreciated taking some of the less parts with the porgs and putting in more parts of funny parts with those natives that live on that island.
Okay, you're getting into spoiler territory.
Oh, sorry. Well, whatever.
I only remember 2 or 3 scenes with the porgs, real scenes where they kind of came out.
Well, it's just they were in the background a lot.
Again, that's why it didn't bother me.
Yeah, well, even in the background, every time there was a fate or it goes to the certain point, you just hear them in the background. Look, get it.
There were no Jar Jar Binks, so
fair enough.
Which I thought there was gonna be.
You thought the porgs were the next Jar Jar?
I know. I thought there was gonna be a Jar Jar Binks part, but
no. I mean, the porg. I mean, there was no Jar Jar Binks, as in they weren't Jar Jar Binks.
That's fair.
I think compared to the other Star Wars movies, this one was very dark for me. I was sad in a lot of parts. I don't know. I don't want to say too much before we talk about spoilers, but I feel like in comparison to the Star Wars movies, it was sad.
It's a sad movie, but then again, Star Wars has always been one of those movies to tear jerk everyone. So, but this one definitely did a lot, especially in modern times when Carrie Fisher, the actor, died. So it kind of makes you more sentimental. There
was a lot of shocking moments for me, a lot where I was oh my god, they went there. I was shocked. For a lot of the parts.
Yeah.
Shocked and sometimes not shocked in a good way. But I guess we'll talk about that later when we're not spoilers.
And I feel like I feel like I can't say too much because any small part it eventually will lead to spoiler territory.
Yeah. I will say I wasn't too fond of some of the comedic moments either within the movie.
I didn't mind.
Don't get me wrong. It wasn't I wasn't annoyed with it like it was with the porgs. And even then the porgs aren't a big thing.
BB-8. The part I'm talking about.
Yeah, some BB-8 moments and some other moments as well. Yeah. Without spoiling.
I would say one thing I liked about it. To me, I just felt like I was more invested in it. Was that thing it was okay, this is the plan. And it was something would intervene with it, and it was we have to come up with something different to compensate for this. And it was a constant thing in the movie, Yeah,
it really was.
It just to me it just played out that's how life plays out. I like that a lot. I was more invested like that because it was just a turn of events. You didn't. It was the unexpected.
It was cool.
There was a lot of small little victories, and it would push them on to
Well, there was small little victories, and then there was defeats. And so it was give and take on both sides. It was
okay, we're in 5 minutes. Do you want to keep talking this, or you want to go into spoiler territory?
Okay, I don't know how much longer we can go with spoilers.
I can't. So all right, guys. So spoiler territory. If you guys haven't seen it, I guess
see it and then come back and watch it.
Yeah, let's come back and watch this part. If not, okay, we are in spoiler territory. So, oh my god. Okay, where do we start?
What?
I'm gonna start at the beginning. So that scene where you see that every one of those ships in Poe Dameron's kind of refusing to follow orders from Leia.
Yeah.
And he goes in and tries to take down that humongous ship by himself and some of his friends. That was a sad scene.
No, it was, yeah. Because honestly, I was kind of on his side. I'm like, they've got this. They got at this point. And then they bring all the bomber ships, and then they're just swarmed by TIE fighters. I'm like, oh crap! Like they messed up. And you see like this ship after ship just going down. I'm like, holy, they were losing a lot of the resistance right now.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then it's down to that one ship.
Yep. It started with one ship because one TIE fighter crashed into it when the bombs were armed.
I know, yep.
And then it just set off that chain
domino
reaction.
effect.
Yep, it was really good.
I think that scene kind of set up the rest of the movie.
Yeah.
I saw it and I was like,
this is
already
lost.
crying.
This
and
is
then
war.
That kind of was like...
And it set the tone. It was like, this is how, like, they have a plan and it's not going to, just things happen, you know? They can't go through with it.
Like Luke said, this isn't going to go the way you think it is. Is that what he says?
It's not,
this isn't going to go the way you think.
Yeah. Okay.
And it really didn't. The movie didn't. The movie did not go the way I thought.
It was somewhat of a victory, I guess, because that last girl nukes, but it's like a victory at what cost? You know?
Exactly, yeah.
That was sad, though. She died. She sacrificed herself. Yeah. It's crazy.
Like how Leia was like, at what cost? We like lost.
No, I already knew.
A lot of heroes.
I already
got a dreadnought, but we lost so many people just to do it.
Leia's too in this whole movie is just like so defeated. Like I remember I already noticed when they jumped into hyperspace and then they came back. You could see it on her face and like she's like defeated there on her table and she's just like she's annoyed with the fact of this war. Like she knows it's like they're at what cost are we gonna keep
they're fighting an uphill battle.
Exactly.
On top of characters, I really liked the direction they went with Kylo Ren. I mean, already from the beginning, from the first movie, I already knew this character was different. Like I liked how he had layers. I know that joke you made. Kylo has layers.
Kylo has
but he
layers.
Really does. He really does. Like he's conflicted in this movie. You know, there's. We're actually in spoiler territory, so I can talk about it. Yeah. Like the part where he's gonna go and shoot the ship down.
This is right after where we already understand that they can track through light speed, which is something no one ever thought that they could do.
Yeah.
And then that's a scene where you're talking about where he's with his two ships next to him and they're about to nuke the cockpit.
Yeah, where Leia's in.
Yeah.
And he's conflicted. And he's conflicted, and he holds back. But then
the other TIE
fighters go through with it.
If it wasn't if he would have shot, I'm sure Leia would have been dead because that was already too much firepower. And like if he would have shot, that would have just killed all of them. It would have killed Leia.
I feel like because of that one scene where he's gonna kill her and he decides not to, I'm like, okay, there's some good in him. There's hope.
So I mean, because of that, do you believe in that fan theory that it was Han Solo that ignited the lightsaber?
I don't know. Is that?
Because he couldn't kill his mom.
Also, I remember you asked me about this after the movie because you said because prior to this I had wanted to go into Star Wars: Last Jedi in the hopes of them bringing in the gray Jedis, which are there is no good, there is no bad, and you asked me if you think Kylo went down that path, and I don't think so. I don't think we got a gray Jedi.
I think Rey has more chance of being a gray Jedi than Kylo. I feel
I don't think so.
Only because that
Kylo?
Only because the one scene where Luke is trying to show her the Force and she's like, I see light and I see darkness, like I see life.
Okay, I mean we're jumping a big part of the movie, but at that part where after they beat all the those
Crimson Guards.
Yeah, well they were elites. I forgot what they're, but the Crimson Guards. But yeah, he tells them like he's like screw the Resistance, screw the First Order. Like let's join me, let's join forces and let's do our own thing.
Yeah, he still wanted to rule.
I mean,
that's not how I took it.
I didn't take it like that either.
It almost seemed like he was annoyed with the whole thing. Like,
yeah,
he didn't
But to destroy both of them.
He was even telling her like, what is your place in this war? Like your parents have nothing to do with this. You're a nobody. Like why are you even fighting?
To me, he didn't go down that path, and it didn't. To me, it just didn't seem like a gray Jedi. And even afterwards, like he's too heartfelt on emotions.
Yeah, he
to be a
Sith.
Sith.
The best of him.
So that's why I say he didn't go down the path of the Grey Jedi. He went down the path. He's still on the path of the Sith at any given point
because he acts on emotion.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
But I do also feel like because he was almost forced into this position, he's not 100% into it. Do you know what I mean? Like the reason he's even in the First Order is
he feels like Luke betrayed him.
Because Luke betrayed him.
Well, he feels like Luke betrayed him.
Yeah.
So I feel like only because of that, he's like I think that's why I feel like it kind of explains the Force Awakens where he has this battle between himself.
But again, he's acting entirely on emotions, which is why I still can't say that that he goes down.
But you gotta admit, there's gotta be some good in him.
Potentially, but I still think that he's Sith.
Okay.
Yeah, he acts too much on emotions to do anything.
That I do agree with, though. I don't feel like I can't be. I do feel like because he killed his dad. Yeah. I mean, like the chances of him turning good is really slim.
He was already annoyed.
If you think of, even then, think about it. Think back to Anakin when they find out that they killed his mom. Mm-hmm. He was technically a Jedi, but he acted too strongly on his emotions and ended up slaughtering all those people.
True.
He almost seemed annoyed with the whole killing of his dad too. Like he was when he was talking to Snoke. He was like, I don't know what else you want from me. Like I already killed my dad. Like how else do you want to make me work for you? And Snoke was just like, you know what? You're probably not strong enough. Like you're obviously you're crying in front of me, and and then he got up.
Oh, he calls him out.
Yeah, and he got up.
I like that part a lot.
He got up pissed, and then he just shot him down, and he was and then you see the Crimson Guards activate their weapons.
Yeah, and it's because of that he gets upset. He smashes his helmet because even someone's take that ridiculous thing off. Yeah. So it's because he smashes his helmet and he's like, let's go. Like he wants to go attack the ship.
A lot like Anakin, he is.
He wants to prove himself too much. Or, that's what I'm getting. He wants to prove himself, and again, he acts headstrong in emotions, which is why.
Well, that's why I think that's why he's an interesting character.
And then the scene where I just another jump, but the scene where I just see him. He's so cowardly, in a way, because then he sees Luke Skywalker on the ground. He's like, everyone shoot at him.
Oh yeah.
It's he's a Jedi. What do you expect? What are you thinking, that you can just kill a Jedi by shooting all of your weapons at him?
I mean, Order 66.
I know, but it just seems so cowardly. He could
at the same time,
Skywalker
Luke kind of betrayed him, so I think that's why.
Yeah.
But he could have gotten down and killed him with valor, but instead he was like, I want everyone to shoot him.
Well, he tried.
Well, Luke didn't. I mean, it came off that way, but Luke wasn't gonna strike him down. He ignited his lightsaber, but he says he stopped, he caught himself, and then. But once Kylo Ren woke up, it looked bad. So then
he said it was a moment of weakness.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yep. And he saw too much darkness, and sure enough, because of Luke's actions, it turned Kylo to darkness.
It finally brought
one thing I do want to. What did you guys take or get out of that scene where she goes down in the cave?
Oh, that was just weird.
It was a little weird.
Very
I was trying really hard to kind of decipher something.
I feel like I need a second watch to get that scene.
Yeah, we plan on taking our cousin.
Yeah, I do plan on watching it again.
Yeah, so I want to watch it.
But, I hope that's kind of also explained maybe in the next movie. Maybe if someone could leave something in the comment section, explain that part. Because I was a little lost in that part.
Or a little theory. That'd be cool.
Yeah. We got Yoda also. Oh, that was so cool.
That made me happy.
Yes. I loved that.
You just see the camera, Luke walking in the camera pan, you see the back of his head. I'm like, oh my god, holy crap, that's Yoda.
So, here's the thing about that. This is why I need to rewatch it.
Yeah.
I had to go to the bathroom at that scene. So I came back and I just see Yoda on screen. I'm like, what the fuck did I miss?
As soon as you left, I was like, damn, Brian.
So I had to go. And then I come back and he's just on screen talking, and I'm like, I don't even want to ask what I missed because I want to see this.
I'm so happy,
but I'm upset that I missed it.
The night before, I surgically schmelted my penis so I could not pee, so I did not have to worry about getting up to pee. Yeah. I was so happy.
That was really cool. There was definitely a lot of fan service. The movie itself, though, It was long. It was actually, I think they've said it's the longest Star Wars movie.
And it didn't feel very long for me.
No, it did feel like, I know, this movie is long.
Yeah,
it dragged.
You think it dragged?
I think it dragged.
There was some parts I felt dragged.
I feel like the first and last part were great, and then just the middle was just dragging the whole time.
I feel like the scene they could have done without, if they had to get rid of a scene, was the casino scene. I was like,
I don't
okay,
know.
I liked it.
They
a
almost
lot.
do like a political statement
liked
on
it a
that
lot.
scene, and I just don't think that like belongs in the
But
now
Star Wars is all about
movies.
politics.
Yeah.
The prequels were.
So I actually kind of like that because again it's a big jump, but at the end you see that kid in slavery grab the broom,
Yeah.
and I liked that because again this goes back to Anakin. Anakin was a slave,
Yep.
so maybe this is where.
Also, I thought, like, is this the next Overlord? For all we
Yes,
know,
yes.
yes.
How
and-
casually did he grab that?
Yeah,
Like,
broom?
nonchalantly,
Yeah.
like
Like,
without
he's-
much effort. He's like, okay,
So I'm
Okay.
curious if that's going to be the
So-
new trilogy.
yeah,
They're gonna focus on.
either that'd be cool. I'd like to see something new.
Although I would like
Makes
Old
sense.
Republic.
Yeah, I'm still kind of
Yeah.
rooting for Old Republic.
So that one. Okay, we gonna go on.
Oh, sorry. I just wanted to address kind of like the reasons why people are not happy with the movie, because I know some people were upset that Rey isn't related to anybody that we know
But
of.
that would have been so just cliched.
Exactly.
I think so.
I really liked that she didn't have any like
Yeah.
Well, it's not.
bloodlines
It's
that
not
we know of.
confirmed.
Yeah.
Like it, they.
We
said,
never got a glimpse of her parents.
Yeah, again,
Yeah.
that's why they that's what they said. But again, nothing was confirmed, and so that's why we still technically, at least in my opinion, we don't know whose parents
Well, I
are.
think
It could have been a
And-
Jedi
they-
mind
they should
trick
keep it
by
the way
Kylo.
it is.
to tell her.
Yeah.
But from what we know.
But again, what you call it? I was telling, I had this argument back when I was working at Sam's Club. I had an argument with my friend, and I told you earlier that he was trying to argue with me that Darth Maul is Anakin's father. I'm like, you're an idiot.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, oh, it's the father. Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, it's not. And then later on, he came up and he realized his mistake. And I
How
was
does
like,
this
yeah.
pertain to the new movie, though?
Yeah, but again, this pertains to the movie because everyone's saying Rey has to be related to someone.
No.
Anakin was born through the Force.
Yeah.
Like he had no
I'm
Jedi or
fine.
Sith.
Honestly, I think I would have been a little upset if Kylo Ren and Rey were related.
Yeah,
I
feel
would
like
have been bothered.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
would
like
like that.
that.
Bothered.
But no, I really like the emphasis they put on this. That there has to be a balance. And again, like it has been something that's been brought up in the other Star Wars movies, but they really focused on it. And the part I freaking loved was when you know what I'm talking about, the part where they
Back
fight.
to back.
The back, yes, where they team up and
back-to-back,
fight. That
that
was
was
freaking awesome. That was like
awesome.
the coolest symbolism of like the light and dark help, working together.
That was the perfect symbol of balance.
I was
Yeah.
freaking out
Awesome.
in that scene. I was just like, what's happening? Oh my god. It was so cool.
That was an
I do-
awesome scene.
I mean, I kind of wish we would have got a little bit more on Snoke, but I mean, they're just as long as the movie was, there would have really been no space to get backstory on Snoke.
I
But
think
mean,
that's another issue.
that surprised me
people
though
have.
that they went that direction with
Yeah.
him. Yeah,
It did. It really did surprise me they went that way with them. But I did like that the commander, like he sees Kylo there and he's like he wants to just
yeah,
take it over himself.
hmm
And Kylo looks up and he's like,
yeah.
you know,
I like that guy. He's cool. He's really cool.
General Hux.
Yeah, Hawks. He's an interesting character.
I don't.
He is cool. I
Hugs.
feel like he's a good. He's a good leader.
He's-
and I
he's
feel
the
like
voice of
Kylo
reason.
Gets, Kylo gets a
Exactly.
little intimidated by him.
I said this right after the movie ended. I was like, I feel sad because I am for the First Order. Like, I am a supporter of the First Order. So seeing like them, how defeated they were, and how General Hux was so disrespected by Poe Dameron, got me really mad. I'm not being funny.
At the beginning,
I'm not.
it's
being
like no, you
funny.
respect him.
Yeah,
Like,
you need to
you
respect the
respect
first.
General
that was actually one of the things. That was actually one of my gripes. Like, yeah, it was funny, but I felt it was kind of like unnecessary.
Too
comedy.
much.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
it's a good homage to Episode 7 when you got Poe Dameron disrespecting
Yeah.
Kylo Ren, being
Yeah.
like, I can't hear you through your contraption.
yeah.
This was annoying. He was like, I want to speak to you.
But he was buying time.
I'll hold.
He was,
I'm just
he was
like,
buying time though.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It
I
was
just- it
smart.
almost
Yeah, it
seemed
was buying
dumb.
time.
Yeah.
I
had
so
no
that's
problem
why
with
it wasn't like.
that didn't bother me either.
That's what it
It
again.
served a purpose.
It kind of bothered me, but I understand why they did it.
Yeah.
That was my thing with it.
I think it served a purpose. I will say I do like how we got more Poe Dameron in this movie.
Yeah.
Even though he was a hothead.
well,
He was a
also,
hothead.
Poe
Well, that
Dameron.
was his main thing.
That was cool to go
Yeah.
on.
This movie kind of confirms that they're both homosexuals.
No, it doesn't.
Because
Finn
every
and Poe
every
Dameron.
time someone tries to kiss or hit on them, they're like, I don't give a crap about you.
Who hits on Poe Dameron?
I don't know, B. But I just feel like Finn was not taking the bait with that Chinese girl.
I liked how there was conflict between the Resistance themselves. Like
Yeah.
How
Poe
do you-
Dameron had his own
Agenda.
and then
Yeah.
also the leader. I forgot the lady's name, but the one who took over after Leia.
So, how do we feel about the Jap? The Chinese girl.
Rose.
Yeah,
Rose.
I didn't care. I didn't care for her.
I mean,
I liked her.
She was
okay.
she was
I felt like
nerdy.
she was an okay side character.
When you guys said something, and I agree with it, I think she should have
Sacrificed
She made
herself.
the
I
sacrifice
think so too.
instead of and like knocked Finn out of the way. And
That's what I thought was
sacrifice.
gonna happen. I was like, she's gonna knock him over, drive into it, die.
I think she would have
No.
left more of an impression that way.
Yeah,
But I think this whole movie is like, I think this is gonna happen. Wait, that didn't. That's not how it went
really
down.
is. It really
It
is.
should have went down that way. But they
Okay,
just
so
take it
what is
stupid
everyone's thoughts on Luke dying?
routes. Yeah, that's sad.
Thank you for bringing that up.
I'm
I don't know.
sorry.
I didn't want it, and towards the end, when you see like him just like kind of like, you know, I guess how fatigued he looks and the sun going down. I'm like, no, come on.
Like, please.
Well, he lied
Come
back
on.
down. I was like, good. He's gonna rest. He's gonna sleep. He's gonna wake
Yeah.
up the next morning. He's gonna eat breakfast. He's gonna eat a pork.
He's
and
gonna be
he's
He's gonna
fine.
work, he's gonna be okay.
And then he just disappears, vanishes.
I was
think-
like,
But you think like he just like, I mean, because he said he went to the island to die, and I mean maybe
he never did leave the
and so
island. How
that
weird.
guilt, maybe it was holding like clinging on to him to finally he was able to
Like he couldn't.
he
let
finally
go.
lived with it. He's like, okay, I've done what I've needed to do, and he just you know
Yeah.
let it go and
Yep.
I
just put
think
the
what
rest.
I'm sorry. To
Go on.
interrupt.
No, no, no.
I think what Yoda said to him like really like stuck with him because he was like, "You're going by the books, and the Force is like so much bigger than any like text that we
Yeah.
have in the books."
Yeah.
I think even
And he
Yoda
was like-
agrees with that.
He was like, "Oh wow, like you're right. It's not."
Yeah,
I can't
and
explain
I
it."
like that too. Yoda even told him like the best teacher is failure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I liked that a lot.
And then he's about to Luke is about to like burn down his like little fort with the books, and then
And he was like, oh, I'll do it for you.
yeah, I'll do it for you. And freaking and ignites it with lightning. I was like, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yoda's one with the Force.
So we're gonna see, you know, we might see him in the future acting as a, you know, ghost for Rey.
I could see that. Yeah.
See that?
Also, I was.
Or maybe an Obi. Maybe
I'm not gonna lie. I
Obi-Wan.
was kind of hoping Obi-Wan would come out.
I'm
Yeah.
Alec-
hopeful for Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Get Alec Guinness on.
he passed away though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he
Yeah.
His
Ewan-
ghost
Ewan
can come
McGregor.
back.
his prequel could have been the guy that
Ewan-
played him in
Back
the
with
prequel.
Ewan
Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
Isn't there going to be a sequel, or isn't there going to be a prequel
Yeah, it's gonna be
about?
episode 9.
Yeah, no. Isn't there going to be a whole side story based on
Obi-Wan?
Kenobi?
Obi-Wan?
They're,
I
supposed,
wanted-
they're supposed to be.
Yeah, it's
but, I
supposed
mean,
to be,
you
but
never
you know,
know.
it's supposed to be an R different.
Okay.
I saw
So-
some artwork for that movie.
Was it
Cool.
confirmed
It was confirmed, I think.
by Disney?
I was gonna
Disney
say,
kind of
so-
screwed this movie up. Sorry.
I loved it. I
Sorry.
love this
Good
movie.
movie.
Sorry.
I
Good
think it
movie.
was a great movie.
I
It's
feel
one,
like
it's one of my
there's so
favorites right
many-
now.
All right.
Wait, I just want to say something because I was very annoyed that The Force Awakens came out and everyone was like, it's like A New Hope. They just copied the story.
It's the same
blah,
thing.
Blah.
Yeah.
And they make something different. They broke conventions and
I
now
loved it,
people
yeah.
are mad that it's too different and that they're just going off of like
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars and the Force and what it's supposed to be. It's like, you want something different and here it is.
Yeah.
Now you guys can't.
You can't please
accept it.
everyone. I
can't.
personally think it was a good change. I liked it. I liked this movie a lot.
Where does it stand with your favorite Star Wars movies? Honestly, it's up there, dude. Like I was like, so here's Empire Strikes Back, and I was like, I need to watch it again to
No.
confirm where I am.
It's not. It doesn't beat Empire for me.
No?
it does not.
I don't know, dude. There's just so many like, you know, boundaries they push. You know, with like, you know, the betray, like, you know, Kylo betraying Snoke. You know,
I agree.
there's so many emotions
I
went through.
It's close. I don't know. I don't know if it beats episode 3 for me. Just because episode 3. Okay, so episode 3, I just like it because of the epic missing. Okay, when they
okay,
spin the lightsabers and they don't hit.
For me, for sure, it beats episode 3.
Okay.
It
For me,
does.
it's tied, and episode 3 is like my second favorite.
Mm.
So it's second, but Empire is still my favorite.
I don't know. I gotta watch again to confirm. So, if the time we do have, where do you think, or how would you want this trilogy to end? Everyone. Brian, you first?
I have like this
go that way.
theory of how I want it to end, and I feel like I might be disappointed. But I feel like what's gonna end up happening is I feel like Kylo might try to like redeem himself and like give up his life for the Resistance, like to try to save his soul or something.
Yeah.
I feel like that might happen, but I really would like Kylo and Rey to like join forces and like forget about the Resistance
But I mean,
and the First
I
Order.
feel like.
But then what's gonna happen after that? I know.
No,
I don't
because
know.
I mean, because Snoke's gone, so we're Snokeless now.
Which
Need a
we didn't even
supreme
talk about
leader.
that, but what a stupid death.
I liked it.
It was
Okay,
so
that's the only way they could get him, though. He was strong. Like the only way to kill to
There's
get him
no
was to
other
cheap
way.
shot him.
I just feel like it was. Not
I was fine with it.
Actually, you know what I would like to see, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's going to do the way, but even if it's not for the new trilogy, maybe in the next movie they find out that kid has powers, and then is he gonna be Kylo's apprentice or Rey's?
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Because again, because Yoda says in episode 1 there are always two Sith,
True.
the master and the apprentice.
Yeah. But again, I mean, I don't know if they're really going by the prequels because,
True.
they've kind of, brushed that off. But I don't know, I feel like you have to keep Kylo as the bad guy because there's no Snoke anymore. Again, I don't know, that didn't bother me at all. A lot of things that bother people, I wasn't bothered by it. I feel like all the good that came out of the movie just outweighs any bad that was from it. That was a great movie. I loved it.
I want to go watch it again.
I probably wouldn't watch it again until it comes out on like DVD.
Really?
Yeah,
I feel like I left. And
I thought
it
was so. You think Force Awakens is better?
I think it would be.
No, not for me.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I
didn't like this
think
one
that
at
we need
all.
I definitely think it needs to be watched again.
Yeah.
For us to kind of get a bigger.
I just had more awe moments than any other Star Wars movie for me.
I'm like, it's great,
Definitely.
but to me it wasn't like groundbreaking or amazing.
Really?
Yeah.
I like that.
That's fair.
I don't know. I think the complete opposite. But I guess that's all the time we have right now, guys. There's so much more I'd like to talk about. It's just
I know,
we're trying to cut we're trying to cut down on time. But let us know what you guys think of it. If you guys love it, you guys hate it. What do you think? And how would you want the trilogy to end? That being said, I think that wraps this little talk up. We will see you guys next time.
Bye.